Hey you cool cats and kittens, it's Mel the Train Tutor here, and we're not starting this show until I see that screen full of hell yes. You know the drill. It's 10 taps, it's 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, and another one to hit return and put a smile on this face. Come on guys, fill the screen, you know how we start the show. Come on, I'm not starting it till I see my screen full of hell yes. I see Tamsin, I see Joanne, 5. Come on, guys, keep it. Even you painters, that's it. I'm seeing, oh, yeah. Come on, keep it going. Come on. Even if you think everyone else is going to do it for you, doesn't matter. Grab your keyboard, 10 taps, 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, 1 for put a smile on my face. Hit it. That's it. Now I'm seeing it. Shall we start the show? I think we shall. Hello, folksicles. Memory issues are sorted. I have tamed the Chrome. Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a better show today. Oh, happy birthday to Martin Coker. Cheers, mate. Enjoy your cake and your curry. Oh, that's better. Right, folks, let's talk. First off, Mel is suffering. Bad time. Yes, I've spent too long in this chair, recovering from ill health, and then just as I was getting up, out and about, this pandemic comes along and locks me back in the house. Yeah, which is quite infuriating, to be perfectly honest, because I was looking forward to getting back out. But the problem with being stuck in this chair is, the boasticle, the back. And it occurred to me, 12 months ago, this day we were roughly a week to the end of the Kickstarter. And if I remember correctly, I was in absolute agony for the last week of the Kickstarter because of the amount of time I'd spent travelling, stuck in chairs on aeroplanes and that sort of stuff. Oh, and it's ironic that 12 months I'm stuck in a chair in agony. Now, typically, I am a physiotherapist. My back problems are nothing new. And to be truthful, I get about 2-3 sort of bout backs a year on average. And normally they are due to like excessive periods of being stuck in a chair and that sort of stuff, or working over a table that's just not high enough for me to work on. Yeah, and pretty typically they're a week-long affair. Now, I've got to sort of manage this because normally, being a physio and knowing my back, I don't mess round. Yeah, my doctor gives me diazepam, which everyone knows is very used for various things, but diazepam is a muscle relaxant. And so when my back goes into spasm, I don't mess around with therapeutic modalities much, like hot water bottles and contrast bathing and EMS. I just go, give me the muscle relaxants. Just give me the muscle relaxants. I'll be smiley for a day or two and then I'll be fine. Jimmy saying, always knew the army were the weakest of the armed forces. Go Navy. The army are broken because we do more, mate. How's your paddle boat? Don't be starting that here or I will bring it, Jimmy. I will bring it. So, So, the issue is, to be perfectly honest, obviously with my GPs is currently under a lot of pressure at the moment and that sort of stuff. So, they were shut today. I've got to give them a call in the morning and then just wait for them to get a script through because I'm out of actual diazepam. So, Mel's got to suffer through. Now, this doesn't stop me. I have been productive. I've been working on painting photos for the book today with a little mushroom house and because I can do that from here. I was planning on doing that from the studio. I'm doing it from here. And I've been pottering around doing little jobs because I am stuck in 4 doors. Yeah, but I've got shooting pains down my leg, and every so often my right leg gives way when the quad goes weak. And so it's sensibly I shouldn't drive because essentially my brake and accelerator foot is what you call it could give way. Hey up, MTG. Oh, good old sciatica. Yeah. The thing is, the word knowing being a physio, you do know what these things are. You know what I mean? And it's like I even know which muscles are twanging, and I've got three really tight cords up my back. Yeah, and I know literally which ones they are. But I didn't want to cancel the show because I can sit in agony on the sofa or I can sit in agony in this chair. And so we might as well sit in agony here. Unfortunately, the painkillers I have, they never touch my back. Yeah, and so I tend not to mess with them until I really need them. And I can get some pretty strong ones from the doctors. But we will soldier on and I will be fine. Yeah. Now, Thursday night, it was 8 o'clock. We did have the clap. The students were in the windows. Yeah, but they weren't. They weren't, what you call it? They weren't trouserless this time. Yeah, but I've got to say, yeah, I was quite pleased. In my street, last week it was only me, yeah, the neighbour across the way, and the students who clapped. Yeah. This week there was the neighbour next door down, there was another neighbour next door down, there was another neighbour, and so it's kind of catching on. And that was quite nice, you know what I mean? Oh, Mel, you should create an exoskeleton. I wish I could. I need like embedding in ambiotic gel and just be connected to something. Are you playing with your twanger, Mel? I'm flicking my twanger all the time, mate. Trying to stop it twanging. It's a real get when you know. Yeah, all I've got to do is get my thumbs in this muscle, break it up, get the lactates out there, break the pain spasm pain cycle, and I'll be fine. But your thumbs won't go round far enough. And so you have to use things like knuckles and move your bodies on it. And this is going to be a weird show position-wise, guys. And like a good physio, you do know better and end up worse. I actually, when I get my back, I am actually really careful. And I am careful with my back from a physio point of view. I do listen to my own advice. But, you know, family to support and all that sort of stuff. So I've got to be on my feet. I've got jobs to do, things to finish. Tonight was the first time anyone else around me popped their heads out the windows and stood beside the door, so I was able to join in the clapping. I'm glad it's growing. I'm glad it's growing. Where are the neighbours in the pants, and did you get photos? First off, yeah, they weren't in their pants this time. They were generally just bumming around in their PJs by the looks of it. And no, I didn't get photos, Martin. Now, to be truthful, if you're that desperate of girls in your pants, I believe there's this thing called the internet. I'm sure there's plenty on there. In fact, from the research I've done as a single man, yes, there's plenty on there. Isolation blues. I know what's going to come off that comment. Right, okay, so there's the Mel update. The technical update is we're just still waiting on Amazon. My healthy living, I'm treating myself, and so one of my Amazon purchases, well, it's going in the basket. I'm not going to order it yet. Yeah, I'm going to order it when things calm down, so people can get essential goods first. Yeah, but I'm browsing a new picture. Although I'm debating whether to get just some blank canvases and try painting as a hobby, actual canvas painting. Because I've never painted a picture. Ever. I thought, well, perhaps we should. Right. Pammy time. It's Pammy, the pandemic panic panda. My girlfriend shattered her shoulder. It sucks. Yeah. As a physio, I know how horrible of an injury that is. Even in death, I still flock. Jimmy's saying stroke the panda. I fully intend to stroke the comfort panda. Right. Every house I could see on our street was out clapping and cheering, etc. tonight. Yes, you live in a far more civilised area than I do. I bet you don't have police sirens going up and down your street because they've got to go break up a party or something. Yeah, Knots, I did get it. I only got it just before the show, so I could only have a brief read through. But thank you. In DHL is hiring more delivery workers. Don't stop ordering online. The businesses need it now more than ever. I don't know now. Bit of a moral dilemma there. I'll have to rethink that. It is better to die for the terrain than live for yourself. No, live for yourself, mate, then you can carry on building terrain. Although I am passionate about terrain, life first, mate. More civilised than Stoke? What? But he lives in Newcastle. They're north of the border. They're the posh bit. Time for a dreadnought, Mel. Yeah, a dreadnought would be good right round about now. Mel not going on the 6 foot by 4 foot board for my space walls and custodies. I like that idea. Right, talkie. So, what's going on in the world? Well, obviously, this is our COVID update. We are groundhogging once a day. Now, our numbers are growing. We're coping, I think, and I'm just going to stick with that. Bumper's saying, what's it like in terms of infection? I don't know, because they're not releasing hospital data too much as hospitals go. Yeah. So, I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I still have a feeling that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better in the UK. You know, we are not at our peak, and looking at New York and things like that, and looking at Wuhan, and it's not a peak that goes straight up and then straight back down. Do you know what I mean? It's a peak and then it's a plateau, and that's heavy on the heart, guys, isn't it? Right, just so you remember, we do this every show. Start the show, we have a sensible chat about what's happened, and then we move on. Yeah, we've done it every single show, and I will do it every single show. Yeah, because we have to be sensible and have a chat. Now, right. Are you worried? No, I'm not worried. Well, I mean, I think I have little worries, you know. I have little worries about the family. I have little worries about myself. I have little worries about the loved ones, but I think we all have those. Overall, Mel's had a lot of chaos in his life. Yeah, all through his life, to be perfectly honest. A lot of ups and downs, lots of ups and downs. And, you know, you learn a lot of life lessons from those. And one of the things I sort of learned is you shouldn't, you got to have a look at what the facts on the ground are and what you can do about them. Sometimes you just have to accept that there's things that are out of your control. Yeah, and worrying about them doesn't improve the situation, but it does make the situation worse for you. Yeah, so sometimes you just need to flock it, just soldier on. And that's all you can do. Yeah, and so that's what I do. You know what I mean? That's why it's one of the reasons. I mean, can you imagine what I'd be like if I wasn't connecting and having? I mean, you got to remember this little chat that we have. It's also for me, guys. Yeah, I'm isolated. Jace is, you know, a lot of my friends are long distances, which means it's, you know, although I'm connecting with people online and that sort of stuff. You know, it's actually a limited number of people when you think about it. Yeah, and I am in 4 walls. And because I've been in 4 walls for getting well off the chest infection and that sort of stuff, I think, I think ultimately that, I think it's good for my mental health. And so, yeah, I know we do talk about it, but it's good for me, and I think it's good to have an honest conversation rather than the drama that's on TV. Now, mate's just finished training as a nurse. We went working on a hospital ward, and now he's got COVID. I think we're going to see a lot of it. You know, it's highly infectious. Yeah. Mitch is saying, don't sweat the small stuff, Mel. I don't, mate, in all honesty. I mean, because I've been through quite a lot in my life, you know, I've got quite good coping mechanisms when it comes to dealing with stuff. And I'm comfortable, you know. I've got my every other day painting session with the kids. Yeah, absolute blast. I'm happy. You know, okay, I'm not happy. Yeah, but it could be a lot worse. Do you know what I mean? It could be a lot worse. So, only real development I've picked up in the news, yeah, from watching my news, is in the UK, yeah, a politician has finally had the balls to say, right, you're not getting out of lockdown this weekend. Yeah, it's going to be, we'll review it in a week. Now, they haven't had the guts to actually tell them, guys, it's going to be going on for a while yet. Yeah. So they're dodging. I think they're hoping Boris is going to get out of ICU and drop it back on him. Yeah. But Rab doesn't want to say it. But he has he's made it clear that lockdown is going on for a week. I think also, I think we've got Easter weekend coming up. We're having the police are having to break up a lot of parties and stuff. You know, people getting together and having lock-in parties, which is just bloody ridiculous. I'm not seeing my kids because of COVID, and people are going out partying. Sorry, folks. That just annoys me. You know, that sensible people are making huge sacrifices. Yeah, and at the end of the day, we're making sacrifices mainly for other people because most of us aren't at any real risk. You know what I mean? We're doing it to make sure that those are at risk aren't all hit at the same time and our health services get overrun. And then you've got people going out partying. It's wrong. BBC is reporting Boris is out of ICU and remains in hospital. Yeah, I imagine it'll be good. Anyway, you can see lots of historical and usually crowded places on webcams. I missed half it. I've stopped worrying a long time ago as it's stressful. Job for 15 years. And at a certain point, you just stop and learn to carry on. And it pushes you into self-improvement. Yeah, it does. I've noticed that. I mean, when you realise you've had problems in the past, and you guys know I've had all sorts of problems and that sort of stuff. Yeah, it does make you re-look at yourself and, right, that's not healthy. You know what I mean? How you deal with that is not healthy. Yeah, how you deal with friendships and things and all sorts of things in the past that I've had to learn, step back, look at. You know, and to be perfectly honest, it's put me in a good place for this what we're in now. You know? Because I've been through so much mental health stuff, I have incredibly good coping mechanisms. Yeah. And I must admit, I think a lot of us isolationists and us people who have struggled in the past and do have good coping mechanisms are watching the world go nuts at the minute with people who are not used to being isolated and locked indoors going off their head. I'm seeing it in my friends. They're starting to post like slightly strange, like Facebook stories and stuff like that. And you can clearly see, as someone who's had mental health issues, you're struggling, mate. Yeah, whereas I'm like, right, I've got a routine, I've got my tick jobs, I know every day is productive. Okay, I lose track of the days. I think we all do. Yeah, at this moment. It's not that hard. I've got a calendar on every device I own, so I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah. Mitch has called it. It's called high breaking point. Is that what it's called? I agree about having coping mechanisms. Try living in the Arctic for a few years. Yeah, and not just that. I imagine when you get into the Arctic, you've got that night and day situation, haven't you? Where you don't see sunlight for so long, or you don't see night for so long, that screws up your biorhythms. Wise from Stoke and have donated to your PayPal for the stream target huzzas. Nice, mate. I will check it shortly. Thank you. I'm not pushing the donations too much because we've got the tech that we've got, and so I don't need to be shouting about that. But if we have a really good show or we have a drunkard show, we might do it. Right. So, as an NHS mental health nurse, we appreciate your applause, but please donate charities such as mine, Macmillan, and Hope for Heroes. Help for Heroes or Hope for Heroes? Is that different? I wish Sweden had a lockdown. I'd feel much safely. Literally 100 customers at the local supermarket. No distancing, no screens, nothing. I'm stunned. I would have thought Sweden, being sensible, would have locked down ages ago. Still in the same place in Stoke. It's quite a few years since I popped over to collect that scenery set. What you call it? No, mate. What you call it? I'm about a mile away. Yeah, so similar sort of area. Yeah, but a mile away. Basically, I got a place that was close to the kids, so they could come in and wander in if they want to see me. You know what I mean? Living within near all family, but you know. That's why you were chosen for that duty. Panda watch. Mel stroking the... Grandad, what did you do in the great pandemic of 2020? I sat at my desk, stroking my panda, talking in an empty room. Right, Grandad. Actually, I think this is good. I know I laugh about it, but it's good for me, and I think it's good for all of us. Oh. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. 5 months ago, so it's good. Why are you hiding a panda? Why am I hiding a panda? I'm not hiding a panda. I'm holding a panda. Do we need to get you a cat? I'm not allowed pets here in this house, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have a dog. Oh. Do you know when you get a bad back and your quads ache? I'm at that stage. Mel might have to do that thing that Mel does when he gets his bad back on a live stream, which is get up, wander around a bit and talk to you as we wander. Now, I do want to do terrain. Yeah, because as you can see, it's only the back that's the problem. Yeah, sorry, help for heroes. Right, no worries. And yeah, you know, there's a lot of support. Rab Divid announced watching at $750 million for charities as well, which I thought was good. I grew a unibrow. Get a goldfish. No, I want, if I have a pet, I want a pet I can interact with. And don't be making goldfish jokes. Not allowed pets. How do you explain Corbyn to the landlord when he comes over? I have to hide him. I mean, he's feral as it is at the moment. Corbyn is loving the Corbyn's loving the lockdown. Apparently, he's nailed all his homework. So basically, he's gaming with 13 of his friends. Yeah, either going in the garden and stripping bikes and, you know, doing things and, you know, keeping himself busy. Kerry's got them busy. Yeah, Willow's doing a lot of drawing and baking. But they're both enjoying like a mad gaming sesh. Yeah, going through the quarantine makes me understand NASA's concern for the mental well-being of astronauts going on a possibly long-year journey to Mars. Yeah, I can understand that completely. I think well, the best thing I've seen about NASA was NASA actually had to admit that they had to have a meeting, yeah, because there was a genuine concern, yeah, because all the NASA staff were essentially working from home. There was a genuine concern because some of their laptops do control live spacecraft, that one of their cats could jump on a laptop and cause a bit of a space calamity. So NASA had to come up with a set of policies and have a meeting about laptop use around your pets, NASA laptop use around pets, just in case McFluffles jumps on the keyboard and sends a satellite with like a uranium core crashing down to Earth, or, disconnects something from the ISS. Oh. One moment, please. Now I will build a giant coronavirus as a model. I believe India has a coronavirus car, a car modelled like the virus. Yeah, that's driving around the streets educating people. For me, all I'm interested right now is I just want to see what the public response is. Yeah, now I watched the briefing about I watched the briefing at about 4-5 o'clock. Yeah, where they announced it would definitely be going on for at least another week, our lockdown. Yeah. And so the question that goes through my mind is, how long before that news filters down to the people who thought they were going out and partying? Mel, if you could travel to another planet, what kind of sci-fi ship would you choose? That's a damn good question, isn't it? I mean, you've got you've got the Star Trek genres, and they're nice looking. Yeah, obviously you've got the 40k ones. Yeah, you've got so many. If I could travel to another planet, yeah, and I could choose my starship, I'd pick a Firefly. My cat almost stopped walking on my laptop when I'm trying to work. Now she's lies on one of my arms, knowing I feel too bad to move her. Cats are gits like that. I had a cat, Tiger, and when she had a kitten, she actually gave birth on my chest. Yeah, so for about 3 hours, yeah, I had to lie back on the sofa with my cat on my chest, giving birth to her kittens on my stomach. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I needed a wee at one time, and I was with Kerry back then, and it involved cutting a bottle because we didn't want to move and she was panting, she was sweating, and I was rubbing off the kittens with her. But yeah, my cat gave birth. I was that close with my cat. Yeah, that I used to take her out for walks, so I could walk outside, open the car door, she'd jump in the car, sit on the car seat. I could drive down to the vets. I could open the door. She'd walk to me into the vets. I'd tap on the top of the vet's counter. Yeah, she'd jump up, wait while I register in, and then when we needed to get her neutered, I just walked into where the cages were, tapped on a cage, and she walked up, jumped in the cage. Yeah, I mean, she used to spend most of the time sort of there. Yeah, any opportunity she could get to run up the back of me, bloody those claws. Yeah, but she'd get up, and as soon as I'd feel her coming up, and she'd sort of just slouch herself and just hook two little claws either there, just a little gently into my clothes. Yeah, the reason why it's the reason why you always see me in sleeves, fleeces and tops, and very rarely in t-shirts. Yeah, and she just clip and hang, and then an hour I could walk round, do work, go outside, chop wood, start a fire, and she would just. Melanie's cats. Symbiotes came out of his stomach. She wanted you to clean the kittens. Yes, and I did. And the thing is, she was a very, very slim type. I don't know the type of cat she was, but she was one of those. And she was young when she got pregnant. She got pregnant before we had a chance to have her neutered, so she was quite. So it's hard. It was hard on her. You know what I mean? But I always used to remember. Yeah, we used to drive each other nuts. Me and that cat did. Yeah, because she used to like putting her kittens under my pillow so they were safe at night. Obviously, her kittens under my pillow when I go to bed isn't a good idea. Yeah, and we used to cross on the stairs as I'd be carrying her kittens back down to her basket downstairs, as she'd be walking up the stairs with another one of her kittens in her mouth. Yeah, to take it under my pillow, and we'd look at each other on the steps. Yeah, with dirty looks. And then I'd carry on walking down and she'd carry on walking up of like, I'm going to keep doing it. The reason why I'd like a dog, okay, rather than a cat is I think if I was out having a pet, I want a pet that wants to be with me. Yeah, cats are great, they're loving, you know what I mean? And you can have wonderful relationships with them, but it's, cats will take you or leave you, but they won't come. Well, Tiger did, but most cats won't come when you call. Yeah, what you call it? Unless you've got food. Yeah, but I think there's a better interaction with having a dog. And if I was going to have sounds like my girlfriend. Stop it, Mitch. I think if I was going to have a what you call it, a pet, I'd want a dog. Because a dog is always happy for you to. I mean, you make eye contact with the dog, and the dog's like, "Oh, yeah, what? Hey, are we doing something?" And having my own studio, we are actually allowed to bring our dogs into the studios. And you do see it occasionally. So I could quite happily have an. I think if I was going to have a dog, I'd probably go and get an Alsatian or a German Shepherd, or I like bigger dogs over smaller dogs. Yeah, but go to the rescue home and I'll find someone who's got a rough look to them and who's been through a bit of grief, just like me. So we can sit both of us a pair of grumpy gits and laugh at ourselves. Ah, I mean, you've got to understand. I have had pets, and Ozzy. You've got to remember. Yeah, I did have Ozzy. Ozzy. Now, Ozzy is Kerry's and Corbett. No, Ozzy is the family dog, but he lives with the kids and Kerry. Yeah, but he's still happy to see me. Miss Ozzy as well, to be truthful. But I can't have a dog here, so unfortunately, that's not changing. Right, okay. Right, I need to get up, move around a bit, and then we can do some terrain. But first, I need to get up and move around, guys. Okay? So, pandemic update, Groundhog Day. Let's keep soldiering on. Let's keep doing through it and keep encouraging people to do the sensible thing. And above all, let's just keep calm and crack on, eh? Yeah? So, Pammy the Pandemic Panic Panda. She's going back on the shelf. Your service is done. Yeah. Oh. And Mal has to get up from a seated position that I've been in for 40 minutes. Don't want to. You got to. Right. Oh. We soldier on, we keep calm. Oh. Actually, I'll tell you what, it may have been stiff, but that hot water bottle, it's done some good. I mean, they're twanging like you wouldn't believe, all of them. I could play a tune on these. Old Physio joke. Oh. Oh. Right. Right, Bosicle. Oh. Well, at least to watch for it. At least my leg's working again now. Now I've given it a little bit of flex. Thought about seeing Mel twerking then. I did consider it if it would help to like loosen things up. But I think if I bounced my bottom that much, yeah, I'd probably end up with a prolapse. A herniation of the disc. Andy Davison's latest studies that conclude that both dogs and cats will eat you, but a cat will at least wait until you're definitely dead. That's wrong. Right. I'm painting a wood house, a real one. Wood homes are rare in Italy. Any good tips? Asking for the chat. I've never painted a real wooden house, to be truthful. Needs to move around more. I do. Prolapse, i.e. herniation of the sphincter. No, a prolapse is anything which moves from the position it should have been. So when you herniate your disc, the centralus nucleus, what you call it? Oh, remember. Yeah, basically breaks out of the collagen fibrous bands, yeah, and sticks into your spinal cord, the middle gel bit, and that's called a prolapse of the disc. Yeah, but essentially a hernia is a prolapse. Mel, will we see you at Adepticon 2021? I do hope you can make it. Yes, I will be at Adepticon 2021. Me and Dave have already spoken about it. I am not doing PT for anyone. Just got to eat a biscuit. The sugar helps with the sweats. Right. So, there you go. Right, first off, I believe some people have done some PayPals. And there is. Also, it looks like someone's messaging me. Right. First off, from Charlotte Hendren, a little donation towards your stream targets from the Drons. Thank you. Thank you generously. £10. Nice one, buddy. Thank you, Caroline. Colette. Sorry, not Caroline. Is that the only one? I think that's the only one. All right, just let me check that. Make sure it's not. Okay, no, that's all right. Right, so thank you, Colette. Oh, Mel. Oh, a Mel PT channel, complete with terrain shooter branded Lycra outfits. Don't even give Jace the idea. Don't. Mel, have you tried a TENS machine for the back? TENS doesn't work, mate. For those who don't know, TENS is transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. Yeah, it involves using 2 pads and passing. You can use 2 pads or 4 pads, yeah, but it involves passing a current across the affected area, which essentially is supposed to confuse the nerve endings. Yeah, I've never been a fan of it as a physiotherapist. Yeah, to be perfectly honest. I mean, most of it, yeah, it's bloody placebo, and that's been proven, yeah, in countless trials. Countless. In fact, ultrasound, normal ultrasound, they actually discovered, yeah, that the placebo machine on normal ultrasound has far better results than the actual ultrasound when they've done blind trials. Is CBD oil legal in the UK yet? I'm not actually sure, to be truthful. I think it is. I mean, cannabis for what you call it, recreational drug and that sort of stuff is illegal. I believe you can get a prescription for cannabis, but you can only get a private prescription. Yeah, with regards to CBD oil, I don't know. It's not an area I've looked into, to be perfectly honest. It's not an area I know about. Mm. I damaged my shoulder playing dodgeball with my beavers, and my TENS machine did wonders for it. Yeah. The problem is, placebos work if you believe they're doing wonders for you. But if you're a medical professional who's read the studies which show that they don't work and that they work as a placebo effect, it no longer has a placebo effect. I mean, I've got one upstairs. Because even not believing in the placebo effect, I've tried it. Mel lives in Stoke. Just has to open the door and shout request. Yeah. I'm not joking. Where I live, yeah, I can open my door at any point and smell it. From either of my neighbours. The best way of describing the area I live in, yeah, would be to my police friends. Yeah, I live in an area where snow rarely sticks to roofs. Westside is saying, I saw a documentary on Stoke-on-Trent. The people on Skid Row there are smoking fire extinguisher flakes. Yeah. And the person on that documentary who said that, I know him. And do you know where the bit where he was saying that in the documentary? That was the old bank that's just opposite my studio. I mean, you guys turn around, I've seen this really bad documentary. No, that's my street outside the studio. Oh. Mel, lots of cameras flying over using... You don't need thermal cameras, mate. You go on the estate and it's like snow, 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 grow, snow, 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 grow. I mean, it's clear as day. Is that bus stop near your studio? Yeah. That bus stop is... Okay. There's the gates that Fred painted a picture of. That bus stop is opposite those gates. Yeah, I could hit that bus stop with a stone from the top stairs of my studio, if you know what I mean. So if I was to sort of like be able to throw something from like it, the stairs out of the studio building, they're covered over, if you know, but it's a stairwell. But if I could throw something from the top of those, I could easily hit. That's where I will live and work, mate. Welcome to Stoke. Have I ever built a Japanese landing craft? No. No, I haven't. But no, Mel does actually. I mean, you've got to remember where I live. It's the most working class city in the UK. It's the debt capital of the UK. It's the drug capital of the UK. I mean, we've got drugs so bad that people are making drugs out of fire extinguishers. It's not pretty in Stoke, you know, and even people from rough areas in the country don't like visiting Stoke. Why do you think I like to look like this? I'm a nice guy. Yeah, but I still look like a skinhead. Oh, God. I'm going to have another biscuit after that. But no, I'm having a wonder whether our YouTube comments have stopped as we've reached that time. Luckily, I'm semi-prepared for this position point. Looks like it did stop. Pop it out. Pop it across. Right. Facebookers and Twitchers, you have the on-screen chat. Go at it. You've been waiting your 40 minutes as usual for Restream to have a Benny with YouTube, and we're at it. There was an article once where the police busted a house because the heat coming out of the garage. They had the heating in there for guinea pigs. I can believe it, you know, but I mean, heat signatures and stuff like that, and you see it so much around here. Your garden got raided too. Yeah, I got raided for clump foliage. Seriously, police. Because I was drying clump foliage in the backyard. And one of the neighbours thought I was drying cannabis. See you later, Insane. Apparently, driving about to deliver for county lines is not classed as essential work or journeys. I do keep wondering about the lockdown and the drugs issue, to be truthful, because there are a lot of drugs going around Stoke, and a lot of, you know, not just cannabis, you know, there's a lot of cocaine and a lot of other drugs. Stoke's got a real drug problem, and it's like, well, those drugs have to be brought into the city. We're not a port. We haven't got an airport. They can't come directly in. They've got to be shipped into the city from somewhere where they can come in from out of the country. Yeah, and it made me think, if they put lockdowns on the motorways, and that's part of the CDA plan, you know, to actually stop travel between cities, you know, lock down the motorways. There's going to be a lot of people going cold turkey in Stoke. A lot. When supply gets low, prices will rise and crime will get worse. Yeah. Yeah. So will mental health. So you come back to pre-edited tutorial videos anytime. Yeah. We're getting ourselves in sort of the technical position to do that. I'm using isolation, yeah, and the UK lockdown to basically do all the back house stuff, so that once we come out of isolation, I can travel around a bit more freely and get materials and all that sort of stuff. Because, I mean, even B&Q is closing where I normally get my supplies from. So I'm having to go careful with my supplies so that, I don't know how long lockdown's going to last. And I'm sure I can get filler and stuff, but Mel's just being careful. But yeah, there is a full plan to go back to normal videos. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a live streaming channel. And we'll have a separate channel for all the live streaming. Right. If you start spray painting in the garden with a mask and goggles, they'll think you're cooking meth. Wouldn't surprise me. Right. Right, enough of the drugs talk, people. I think we've discussed that. I don't want to know your personal habits. Trying to get wood or any DIY supplies is a nightmare at the moment. Yeah, I know. Amazon's been good for supplies. Just takes a couple of eight days. Yeah. Maybe time to start selling baggies of flock. No, I'm going to keep well away from that crowd. Well away, because you've got to understand, I live in the middle of it, so I see them walking up and down my street. You know, we get the weird one who's off his face on monkey dust, and what's really horrible is it's not just younguns. You know, I've seen quite I mean, they're probably 40s or 50s men, you know, who've clearly taken some wrong decisions in life, and they get themselves in a messed up way. There's so much of it around here. It's hard to watch, to be truthful. Let's get sniffing on that sweet plastic loot instead. I think that's a good idea. There's only one real drug, and that's plastic crack. I like the sound of that. Right. Oh. disturbed a bunch of dodgy types on my walk. It was like lifting a rock and exposing the underside to sunlight. Yeah, yeah. Right, let's see what we can do. Let's see how productive we can be. That's the job. That's what we have to keep doing. Right, what do you want to do, Bosicle? How are you going to be productive? Right. Well, I've got a few things to be productive. I've got to go check if that building's, what do you call it, dry. Did I leave it outside? I think I did. Oh. I want my meds. We're all talking about drugs and I just want my prescription meds. Hey, Pandy. So, as we agree, we'll close that conversation of, Stoke is where, if they do lock off the motorways and Stoke can't get its supply of Class A's, my web streams are going to get really interesting. I'll put a webcam upstairs in the kids' bedroom window because the kids aren't here. Yeah, and, I'll show you what my road can be like. Right, okay, what have we got? This is ridiculous. Right, we were working on that. We've drilled that. We've done those. I don't want a foam cut because I'm not using a knife while I'm spasming. And that's not a slur. I mean, if I'm going to be jumping around, I'm not touching any blades. Yeah, one spasm while you're doing something a little bit close to your thumb or something, I'll cut myself. The spode to hell? Yeah, very much so. I mean, the problem is that where Spode is based is the Skid Row. It's where all the homeless services and everything are for Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, and so it's literally, I mean, we literally have massive homeless charities based on the Spode site. We have a distribution hub and they distribute food and stuff from the supermarkets to the other charities that support the homeless. But they have a massive warehouse, on the site. Mel's setting traps like Home Alone. Put the Dremel in something, Mel. I'm not using a Dremel while I'm spasming, for God's sake. I don't want to use a knife. You think I should be using a power tool? Is it really me who's the one who's talking sensibly tonight? Really? Right. I am at a loss. I am at a loss. I don't know. Oh, what should we build? What should we paint? Can't paint anything. What can we build? What have we got? What he's building. Don't want to use knives, so I can't cut bases. We could put that together. Don't need Tau terrain, but can't help. We know you're only talking sensibly because Cat isn't here to wind up. Shh, don't tell Cat. Don't tell Cat I can be sensible. Been a long week, Mel. Someone's got to stay sharp. I hear that. We're on a spode to nowhere. I haven't actually got my Dremel here, to be truthful. Oh, God. I'm just trying to think. See, I could put some stuff together. I suppose we could have a dig through that box and see what's at the bottom. Right. I've got to get the box now. Oh. Ye gads. What are you doing to me, body? Tell you what I can do. I can sort through that box. The kids need some models. Yeah. Oh. I've got to bend down for a block. What's in the box? I don't actually know. Oh, yeah, this will do. See what we got here. Yeah, right. There's terrain-wise, there's nothing I can really work on without messing with blades and that sort of stuff at the minute. And I really do not want to mess with blades and that sort of stuff at the minute. Yeah, so sensible approach. Yeah, let's have a look. And I've got to sort no terrain again. Mate, have you seen the state of me? There's plenty of terrain and we will get to terrain. Yeah, but I need to sort some models for the kids for them to paint. Is the plan to keep doing this for a while? Been watching the show a couple of days now. I'd like to know. Yeah, no, I mean, this is a daily show while we're all going through this crisis, mate. All right, sir. What have we got in the box? I don't know, actually. Right, this is a box of models. I don't know what's in it. We'll have to have a look. Let's switch over cam. Oh, it's better moving about. Right. So what have we got? Now, first off, it's not Dungeon Saga, Super Dungeon Explorer. Yeah. The wing got broken off that by a friend, well, not a friend of ours' child, but these are chibis, so I've got to get these out for Willow. Yeah, and yeah, lovely little characters. So there's a few of those. So let Mel show you some of his painting. No, they're not Mantic. Cool Mini, I think. So. Oh. Come on, focus. These are the models that I do for our wargaming with the kids. Come on, focus you, please. Might take it off. Take it on. There you are. So that's Mel's sort of painting. What else have we got? Mel, you're really selling Stoke, mate. Ever thought of working for the tourist board? Yeah, obviously. Don't know if they'll pop up. Go on then. Focus. You're going to be a git, aren't you? Yeah. Right. And then here are my kobolds. Go on, focus, you get. So, the stuff we've painted. So I've got to get some of these. I reckon Mazamundi will be jumping in the chat any second because he painted these for me. Old. Oh, there's that Blood Bowl guy. My old Blood Bowl orc. I've been looking for him. Corbin was really surprised when I kicked his Blood Bowl orcs team's arse with my Blood Bowl team of orcs from when I was a kid. Oh, He was quite a good model as well. Shame his swords broke. Go on, focus, go on. So I think we can get Willow on these, for sure. Certainly to get started. Right. Oh my god, Space Marines. Space Marines! Oh. That's a blast from the past. Go on. Come on, autofocus. Right, focus there. Focus there. There you are. You want focus? Old school. I've got a selection of my veteran squad. When I sold my armies, I kept one squad out of each one. Look at the gems on that bugger. I do an alright model, don't I? Right, so there's Space Marines and squad of my Eldar and my Eldar army. What else is in here? This must mean that the other models are at work, right? So pick this up, yeah. Arms are broken and all sorts. So, he's taken some ammo over the years, and his arm's in there somewhere. It must be. That was from my Grey Knights army. Not the best of paint jobs, to be truthful. I was young. Oh, there's his arm. After night. It's a blast from the past. These are all my old models. And from my Tyrannid army. Have you lost an arm? Yeah, you've lost an arm. This is a weight of lead in it. I was expecting this to be full of other models, to be perfectly honest. So those other models for the kids must be at work. Bugger. Right, sod it. Come on. Right, guys, I'm going to call it. Yeah, I am sweating. I'm in a lot of pain, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, so I apologise. Yeah, I did an hour. I've done an hour, but I don't think I'm going to be productive after this, other than constantly groaning and that sort of stuff. So Mel is going to take some whatchamacallit. Yeah, I'm going to whatchamacallit. I'm going to have a hot bath. I'm going to take some painkillers. Yeah, and I'm just going to get on a comfy sofa. I'm going to get my legs up, get myself in a nice neutral posture position, take the pressure off it. Yeah, do a little bit of typing and that sort of stuff. So give me your hell yes. Yeah, and I'll give you a hell yeah. I will be back. I will be back tomorrow, and I may be in pain, but I'm still going to start the show no matter what. You may have a camera shot of me lying on the floor. Yeah, because that's the most comfortable position for me, but we don't quit. We keep calm. And we keep cracking on, no matter what our ability right now, whether we can go out and do normal things, whether we're in isolation, or whether we're in isolation with a bloody back. Yeah, but we keep cracking on. Yeah, and we'll get through this. So, listen, guys, I will see you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Yeah? Mel's going to go find some painkillers. Look after yourselves, yeah? And thanks for understanding, guys. You're a damn good bunch, you are. You really are.